The woman noticed something strange when boarding. The cabin, which should have been full of passengers, was unexpectedly empty except for her and her daughter. Looking at the luggage being loaded onto the plane, the mother's growing unease was gradually comforted, because the trailer was carrying the two most important things to them. However, beneath the calm appearance lay a terrifying story unfolding. Since boarding, the daughter had been silent. The woman gently comforted her daughter. For a moment, time seemed to pause, but when she opened her eyes again, she realized her daughter was no longer beside her. At first, she thought her daughter had just gone to the restroom, but after searching the entire cabin, she still couldn't find her daughter anywhere. Andy's heart began to feel uneasy. She asked a flight attendant for information, but received an unbelievable response. Her daughter had never boarded the plane. Andy couldn't accept it. She and her daughter had clearly entered the cabin together. Now she was being told that only she had returned to her seat. A teddy bear stood lonely by itself, reminding her that things were far more complicated than they seemed. At that moment, a flight attendant appeared just in time. They made an announcement over the loudspeaker asking passengers to help look out for the girl. 10 minutes passed, but there was still no news about the daughter. She demanded a search of the entire plane. The flight attendants reassured her that they would notify the captain to search. Helpless Andy could only choose to trust them. The other passengers also said they hadn't seen the girl. Another flight attendant appeared, and seemed to whisper something secret to the one beside her. Andy quickly followed them, but was told that the airport had no boarding record for the girl. Her name wasn't on the list either. Andy thought this was a scam. Her daughter had clearly been sleeping right beside her. How could she just disappear without a trace? To prove what she was saying was true, Andy hurriedly pulled out her boarding pass, but no matter how she searched, she couldn't find it. The flight attendants began to question her mental state. Then Andy opened the overhead bin, and found that her daughter's backpack wasn't there either. Andy was certain something had happened to her daughter. Panicked, she ran toward the cockpit. Before she could knock, she was suddenly pushed against the door. The air marshal thought her actions might pose a threat to all passengers' safety. After learning about Andy's emergency situation, the captain personally helped her search for her daughter. The captain not only checked the passengers' registration information, but also asked the other crew members to confirm. But everyone said they hadn't seen the girl. Andy explained that the flight's destination was to bring her husband's coffin home. She insisted that she hadn't hallucinated. Her husband's coffin was in the plane's cargo hold. The captain decided to trust her once more. People's panicked gazes searched every corner. Andy anxiously walked back and forth, praying that her daughter would appear safely. This string of unsettling actions made the passengers begin to show signs of impatience. At that moment, Andy suddenly stopped in her tracks.